Hello everybody, welcome to this video about the Mapuche Civilization. This is part of the upcoming DLC for Age of Empires 2, The Last Chieftains. And I made a video a few weeks ago about some of the information that was available at the time. It was generic about all the civilizations. So if you didn't already, you could maybe check that out. But today we're going to talk about the details that have been released specifically about the Mapuche Civilization. So let's go into it and read through this and then talk about what it means. I'm going to skip reading out this paragraph here, but we're going to go straight into the bonuses. And for that, I'm going to jump to the tech tree that I have here. So let's have a look. They're a cavalry and counter unit civilization. So the other famous counter unit we have in the counter civ we have in the game at the minute is Byzantines. Maybe we're thinking on similar lines. Let's see. So foragers drop off plus 20% food. I like that bonus. That's not gimmicky. It's not new. I mean, it's new for foragers, but Malians have a similar tech and a similar bonus for gold. And what it means for this is that they don't collect it any faster. Let's say a villager goes and collects 10 food and goes to the mill to drop it off. They drop off 12 food. What that means is that you get extra berries, but they don't deplete either. So you actually collect them quicker, and you get more of them. So it's like a combination of the Maya bonus, where resources last longer, and the Franks bonus, where you take berries faster. Can be really strong, particularly in the early game when berries are, what you're going for before farming. So I like that. I don't think it's gimmicky, and I think it's a strong eco bonus. Settlements can train spearmen, line, and skirmishers. Well, we don't know what a settlement is yet, but I can tell you that it's a building which is a global resource drop-off point. So you can drop off berries there, you can drop off farms there, wood, gold, stone, deer. I don't know about shorefish, would have to find out. But the strength of these are that they're one building. We don't know what it'll cost. Maybe it'll be 200 wood or something, but we'll see. The strength is that you can place them between resources, especially if you get favourable spots, because I think the footprint's quite big as well. So imagine if you manage to place one between berries, gold, and wood. Gives you a very convenient place to tower in the early game to keep safe, for example. That sounds pretty good to me. And yeah, we have mule carts in the game, which are like mobile drop-off points, but they don't drop off every resource. So you can't drop off berries to them, for example. You can't drop off shorefish. I don't know what the limitations of these will be, but from what I understand at the moment, they're going to be that you can drop off everything to them. So that's really good. Depends how much they cost, though. It might mean the start's a bit unique. For lower ELO players, perhaps. But I should say that I should have said at the start of the video, I'm a 1300, so I'm giving you this as my perspective, which isn't playing in the professional scene. It's playing on the 1v1 ranked ladder at a relatively low level and playing team games with family and friends. So, that's where I'm coming from with this, which hopefully is a unique and different perspective. But I can only say how I see it. But I like the idea of the settlements. But the bonus here, if we can get back to that, is that the spearman line and skirmishers can be trained from it. That's crazy. Sounds good. There are other civs that can do similar things to get military out sooner, right, at lower cost. And I mean the cost of the buildings to do it. For example, Khmer, if they want to build skirmishers, they can build the archery range without the barracks. Normally you have to build a barracks before you build an archery range. Khmer can do that. Here, we don't need to build anything. Either of those. Dravidians, for example, they get 200 wood on advancing up So they essentially get the archery range for free, but they still have to build a barracks. We are thinking that this settlement's going to be built anyway, and therefore, against most civilizations, you're saving 375 wood at the start of the game. That's crazy. I mean, if you're going for counter units, skirms and spearmen, obviously, if you want to build archers, man-at-arms, well, they don't get man-at-arms, which we'll come to, but anything like that, then you're not going to be able to. So, but just for the counter units, I mean, I can see this working out for a skirmisher rush with some spears, you know. Third bonus, infantry singers and skirms, +5, +10, +15 hit points. That means 5 in feudal age, 10 in castle age, and 15 in imperial age. That's similar to Vietnamese. Skirmishers already have hit point advantages. These applies to infantry and slingers as well. The Vietnamese one's applying to all archery range units. So, but it's another bonus for the skirmishers, which we know are going to come out super fast already. Mounted units generate +3 gold when defeating military units. Yeah, that's kind of weird, but not out of keeping with what we already have in the game. I think I can't bring to mind at the minute, but there's another unit that gets gold when they raid. I think it's a Kashik. No, sorry, when they defeat enemy units, and also we have Viking unit berserkers who get gold when they kill villagers. So it's not unheard of. Don't take the Keshik one on my word, by the way. That might be completely wrong, but I think it's right. Anyway, it's nothing in the early game. It's not like it's going to affect scout rushes, because scout rushes are generally designed to kill villagers, and you're not going to get gold for that. There is occasions when a scout rush is going to come across a load of skirms and maybe kill them, but even if you kill 10 skirms, that's still only 30 gold. It's not massively overpowered in the early game. Could be in the late. Could be helpful in the late. And then enemy castles are revealed on the map. Wow. I was thinking that this has different ways of being beneficial to you. I was thinking about Arena, Spanish, you know. If you come up against a Spanish pocket on a team game, flank on a team game, or you want 1v1, you really want to know if the player's booming or not, or they're going castle. Well, this isn't just Spanish, like Spanish, Portuguese, there's other texts as well. Other civs as well, where it's relevant, but well, you know they're going to come with a castle. Well, at least if you spot that the castle goes up in their base, you've eliminated the forward castle possibility. By the time it goes up, you might have eliminated that already, so that might not be useful, but at least you know they're not booming and you need to prepare a defense. That's probably adequate time to do that. I think that's really good. And in team games, in the late game, you can kind of know where to pressure, know where to raid without losing all your units. You could know if someone's going for unique units, because let's say you're up against a Persian and they suddenly build a load of castles in the back. Well, you know what, they're going for their unique unit. So I think that's useful. And also, we have similar bonuses in the game currently. Vietnamese can see the location of starting town centres for enemies. So it's not completely crazy. Anyway, they're the techs. The bonuses. I think they're good. Apart from the settlements one, which is a bit out of the ordinary, there's nothing like strange about them. It isn't with keeping with the game, I don't think. I quite like them. Unique units. We're actually going to jump to a different page about this, because a separate article was released about the unique units. So the Kona and Bolas riders. Let's have a look at these. Okay, so the Kona. Kona is a powerful cavalry unit available to the Mapuche at the castle. Built from the castle. Okay. The Mapuche quickly adapt cavalry tactics from Spanish invaders, utilizing their elite, strong-willed young warriors to master horse riding and turn the tide in favor of the natives. They acquired their initial mounts through spoils of war and theft. That would explain them getting gold, I suppose, when they kill things. but eventually began breeding their own horses, armed with long lances and clubs of wood or stone. These Konas frequently carried out Malon raids, these deadly surprise attacks in which the Mapuche would attack and loot the Spanish camps and settlements on horseback, aimed to obtain horses, cattle, provisions, and captives. This strategy installed fear in the Spanish, making the Mapuche resistance extremely effective. Okay, that's the history of it. Seems like they raid, but we'll see in game. This is how it affects the game. The Konas mirrors the ruthlessness. They are fast-moving cavalry units that deals increasing damage to injured targets. Apologies, and counter gunpowder units effectively. Okay, so increasing damage to injured targets. So the more an enemy is injured, the higher their increase. I guess that makes them good for hit and run. And they have counter gunpowder units, obviously with the history being against Spanish. So that's quite good. Basically, conquistadors are going to die heavily to this. Hard counter to Spanish. However, because they lack cavalry armor upgrades, their role is focused on raiding and map control, making them vulnerable to heavy armored melee units. So I don't think they're going to be very strong in the late game against like cavalry or paladin, anything like that. So they seem situational against gunpowder and conquistadors, perhaps. It doesn't seem like they'll be a good counter to cavalry archers because they lack the armor. We'll see about that. And the second unique unit is the Bolas Rider. The Bolas Rider is a swift Mapuche warrior that hurls a bolas from horseback. Available at the archery range in Castle Age. Okay, so the way you already have, they're like a cavalry archer. The way you already have a unique cavalry archer, the Jambe Rider, similar to this, available from the archery range. So here's another one. Let's see if it's different though. It probably will be. The bolas, typically used for hunting, is a simple throwing weapon consisting of 3 weights connected by a rope. Thrown with force, this weapon can entangle the legs, making them immobile and easy prey. The Mapuche quickly combined this established hunting tool with their new equestrian skills. With little armor and fast movement, another one with little armor, but fast movement, they gained a great advantage in ambushing enemies and striking quickly because the weapon was cheap to craft and easy to carry. I'm guessing they're going to be cheap to train then, these units. Many Mapuche used it effectively, earning the fear of whoever they encountered. So what does this mean in the game? The Bolas Rider is a mobile raiding unit. Another raiding unit, same as the other one. Its strong ranged Bolas attacks deals extra damage to mounted units. So strong against mounted units. Okay. Interesting. I wonder how that works with mounted units which have strong pierce armor. We'll have to find out. Furthermore, they can hurl a strong bolas shot that temporarily slows their targets, cementing their role in hit and run tactics. Okay, so they slow down. So imagine they use like in hit and run, which I suppose is how you try and use them. They can never be caught. Micro intensive, sure, but strong nonetheless. That's interesting. They don't seem like power units though, none of these. We have to look at the tech tree to see if we have that. Anyway, let's go back to the original article. Unique technologies. Malon. So the history of it is that a punitive raid carried out by the Mapuche warriors, the Malon hung like a dark cloud over the Mapuche Spanish foes. Its objectives could variably entail conquest, plunder, or revenge. The effect, in the game, is that the Bolas riders, slingers, and skirmishers deal pass-through damage. Okay, so pass-through damage is not new to the game. We have it with we have it with scorpions. We have it with the frisbee throwers from the Gajaris. Even lately, the Italian hand cannoneers do pass-through damage, amongst other things. So it makes it strong depending on what unit it's attached to. The Italian hand cannoneers are crazy, honestly. But slingers are only really good against infantry. So it makes them even stronger against groups of infantry. But they're already really good against infantry, so I'm not sure that matters too much. It applies to the Bolas Riders. Interesting. So, but we don't know what effects that can have. But it also applies to skirmishers, so we have a lot of skirmisher bonuses here. We already have that they can be trained. I mean, this isn't until later game because it's unique tech. But the civilization bonus is +2 line of sight for skirmishers and spears. So we have a few bonuses. So, well, we'll see how that works out. Let's see if I can say this. Butal Mapu. When facing a new threat, this is the history, Mapuche tribes formed the Butal Mapu for more than mere military alliance. The Butal Mapu was a sacred pact that united the valiant Mapuche warriors under one banner. Effect: Team unique units cost decreased. Wow. I don't know how much by. Maybe we can check that. Oh yeah. 15%. Whew. Okay. I immediately have some thoughts on this. It's more excitement to play it rather than being concerned about coming up against it. Because there's a lot that's strong in the game. Imagine playing team games and combining this with powerhouse unique units, such as Persian war elephants, Marmaluks, because they're really expensive. Cataphracts, for example, makes them hard to get to. 15% off. Now imagine combining this with the Berbers unique tech, which makes ally castles work 25% faster. We can have some crazy situations in team games that I cannot wait to try. The other interesting thing is that it applies to unique units, not castle unique units. I think. Can't confirm that, but it doesn't say here. So there's a lot of unique units in the game, including the ones that we've mentioned already here, that get trained from the archery range, for example. Gajaris have the unique cavalry that gets trained from the stable. I wonder if it applies to the siege elephants, for example. I mean, it's late game tech, so probably wouldn't affect the the rushes that we see on Arena with those. But anyway, that's exciting to play. I like that. Yeah. Well, all in all, my opinion on this civilization's pretty good so far. Let's just quickly check the tech tree. The archery range, no arbalast, no hand cannoneers, no cav archer, but they have the Bolas rider, and they have slinger. No thumb ring, no Parthian tactics for the Bolas rider. And they are missing bracer as well. So, I don't know how the skirmishers will perform late game with their pass-through damage. +2 line of sight, probably not that important. But lack of bracer and lack of thumb ring could affect them quite a lot. I don't know if they're going to be that good in the late game. We'll wait and see. Infantry, we've got the Champy, right, instead of the militia line. We need to have a look to see if... there we go, Champy Warrior. We didn't look at this. This is unique. This is available for all 4 of the civilizations. The Incas and the 3 new civilizations in the Last Chieftains. Champy Warrior is available in the Dark Age. Is the starting scout. Oh, interesting. So that's the starting scout they get. The history is the Champy mace, typically featuring around a star-shaped head made of stone, copper, tumbaga, or Even pure gold was a pure close combat weapon. It delivered heavy damage, but remained small enough to not slow down the bearer. These warriors were swift, inflicting heavy damage during raids and serving reliably on the front line. Protected by armor and shields made of cotton or llama wool, they were interesting because the Incas, who's the I'll start with llamas, they were resistant to ranged attacks from common bows or rock slings, making them versatile and formidable warrior. Yeah, I guess llamas are native to that part of the world, which would make sense. But in the game, what this means is champion warriors are trained at the barracks. From the backbone of South American armies, they are best used against ranged soldiers. So it seems like they're going to have a high pierce armor. Let's keep reading. For raiding, thanks to their high speed and strong pierce armor. Whoa. Wow. They're a lot like the, somewhat like the Hindustani unique unit, the Ghulam. They do this pass-through damage as well, but they're out the castle. These are out the barracks. See how strong they are? And solid attack as well. While they struggle more than the militia line against heavy cavalry, well, the militia line isn't wanting to be fight against heavy cavalry anyway. Their fantastic mobility, scouting ability, and capacity to build outposts for additional vision give them a unique strategic advantage. Oh my goodness. Oh, right. This is great. So for scouting, they're really good because they can move fast. Right, faster than your starting scout, maybe. We'll see. Imagine wandering over to the enemy base and building outposts straight off. I'm excited to play that. I like that idea. Okay, so yeah. Infantry, obviously they don't get the champion, they get that instead. Going up to elite champion warrior. Maybe that will be their power unit. They have arson, they don't have gambesons, they don't have squires. They have all the blacksmith techs for infantry though. The dock, I can't really talk too much about the dock because this tech tree includes ships from the new water update, which I'm going to make a separate video about because there's a lot to unpack there, particularly for newer players, lower elo players like me. So I'm going to make a video about that. But one thing that does stand out here is that they don't have Cannon Galleon or Elite Cannon Galleon. And recently, any Civ that didn't have them or didn't have the Drummond got given them. Now, I don't know if any of these ships are going to help with that. So we'll have to look at that update separately, but they don't seem that strong for taking down buildings. But the rest of their ship availability is pretty good. No heavy demo. Demos are becoming slightly less important in the new update anyway. And no Galleon. Cannon Galleon. But they have all the techs. At the university, again, they are missing some water techs here though. Shipwright, dry docks. Some of the new ones are listed there. We won't talk about them. No architecture. They have siege engineers, but I looked over here. They don't have siege ram. They don't have siege onager, and they don't have bombard cannon. I think they'll struggle in the late game. Honestly, the monks absolute trash. No redemption, no block printing, no illumination. So, good luck trying to defend the siege push. Well, you have to do it with your own siege, I guess, but you can't use monks. Not really an option. Yeah, other than that, most stuff is available. We have, we don't have two-man saw, but we have everything else. So this is the settlement. Okay, interesting. So this is the line from settlement. So the upgrades are got from here as well. So you don't even need a lumber camp mill to get upgrades. I think you can't build, no, actually, you can't build a lumber camp or mill. I want to know how much this is going to cost because you can't build any of these. So like it shows here, you can get the upgrades and you can build everything up to Skirmisher and Halberdier. Interesting. So, how do I feel about it? Well, I'm more excited than concerned just to play it. The new stuff. I understand, having read this, I understand it. We can dive deeper into it when we get more details about the prices of things, but how much unit cost, how much text cost, and the specific like attack values and things. But for now, I'm super excited to try some team games because of some of the unique bonuses here. I think they're going to be fun in the early game in 1-to-1 with certain strategies as well. I am curious to see how they will perform in late game, because my initial opinion is that they will drop off in the late game. Not having siege ram, not having bombard cannon could be a problem to them, and not having power unit, because I may be wrong here, but did we see a stable? No. No stable. Yeah, they're relying on some of their unique units here then. I think they'll drop off in late game, but we'll see. A lot of people will automatically assume that new civs will be overly powered. Well, if it's the case that they have a really strong start but they drop off, then that's fair enough. I won't judge yet until we've played with them, until we've seen how they perform on ranked and stuff, because we don't know. Not all the new civs that have been released have been that overpowered. People see techs and perceive them to be overpowered. You don't know until they actually play out. And also, some things are overpowered at different levels. We see it all the time, like that a certain unit or something is really dangerous in the hand of a pro, but mediocre in the hand of someone like me. So we'll wait and judge on that. But I will say that I'm excited for the update and to try the civilization. Following this, and when it becomes available, I'll make videos about the other two civilizations. That is the 2P and the Musica. And we'll wait and see what they've got in store. And I will also be making a video about the water update, because that's super important for the game, I think. But I hope you enjoyed this overview. Like I said, it's from my perspective as a 12-1300 player, and my opinion. If you want to check out the opinion of the pros, then I'm sure they'll do similar things. So please feel free to do that. But let me know what you thought of the video, and let me know what you think of the Civ, and what you're hoping to try, what you're looking forward to trying with them. And if you like the content, then please let me know. If you will go further than that, you can leave a like and subscribe if you are willing. And do check me out on Twitch as well when I stream on that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a nice day, and I will look forward to seeing you on a future video again very soon. Thank you. Goodbye.